Good evening and welcome to Ljubljana, Slovenia. We are here for the FIBA Women's EuroBasket. It's game day 2, Group D action. Last game of the day, Serbia taking on Slovakia. There you see Slovakian fans out trying to will their team to a win, keep their hopes alive. Win or lose, they will still have a chance on game day 3. Obviously, a win here today will make it a step in the right direction. So there's the Group D results from today. Hungary losing a tight one at the buzzer to Turkey, and we have Serbia coming up now. Slovakia lost their first game yesterday against Hungary, so right now, Turkey in first with 3 points, Hungary with 3, Serbia with a win tonight. They'll jump up to first in the group. Slovakia neck and neck to Hungary all game long until the fourth quarter, where Hungary just took off. Shona alongside Mark Clark bringing you tonight's action. What does Slovakia need to do a little bit differently for a 40-minute game against Serbia?
I think the bottom line is, because they don't really have that inside presence, they're just going to have to be a little bit more patient, but make more shots. I mean, I think they're a little bit quick to pull the trigger against Hungary. They needed to maybe shorten the game a little bit, but they've got to work harder for each other off the ball just to give them that extra time to get the shot away. Because they've got guys who can knock down shots and they can get down the floor. But I think the decision making is going to be the key. You know Serbia are going to be all over them defensively. So what they do away from the ball to free up their teammate is going to actually make the difference between the shots they get. Down the other end, they just have to fight like they've never fought before to just survive on the glass. They've really got to keep Serbia down to one and done. And then they've got a chance. They've always got a chance. They've got that shooter's chance, definitely.
Well, let's see if Slovakia has it in them. On the other side, Serbia. I mean, Serbia maybe not as strong as a team that we saw at the last FIBA Women's EuroBasket. Obviously, they won it back in 2021, but what a team did they have then. That being said, they still have the same fighting spirit, and that's what we saw against Turkey. They ended up winning on game day 1, 71-63 over Turkey, and boy, did they frustrate Turkey.
And the thing about the way they beat Turkey is they're just relentless at the defensive end. No one takes a possession off. And they find contributions from across the roster because everyone buys into that defensive ethic. And once you buy into the defensive ethic, you will get some shots off your defense. Another great thing I think for this team is they know the shots they want to take.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think Serbia definitely has an identity, and they all buy in and play to that identity. Well, we are going to take a little break for the playing of national anthems. Well, I always love the playing of the national anthems. A little bit of pride from both sides as you see everyone singing along. And now the third team on the court tonight is going to be our referees, as we have Andres Onkrajers, Andrada Sender, and Gert Jacobs from Latvia, Romania, and Belgium will be calling tonight's game. Well, like us, they have been waiting around all day for this game, and so have 24 athletes, as Serbia are going to be taking on Slovakia. I would say, obviously, Slovakia are the underdogs going into this game, but, you know, we talked so much about number 3, Jakubkova. Who else kind of needs to stand out? I don't think she had a great day, and we saw some good stuff from Pelyankova the other day. But you need more than 2 players, really.
Jasinski at the point's got a really important role. She's going to find herself under pressure a lot. Her distribution of the ball, making sure they get down and get as many opportunities as they can. I mean, Jakubkova is the person that everyone talks about, and there was so much pressure on that Hungary game where she went looking for things. And if Jasinski can get the ball into the half court, get it into areas where coach wants it to be, she will then get shots she's more capable of taking. It starts at the point for me. If they can take care of the basketball, they've got a shot. They've always got a shot if they get it down the floor. And Jasinski's a good enough player to take care of the basketball. She plays at a really decent level. You know, she's in the Polish league. It's a tough league. She should be able to deal with this. She's got the ability to.
Well, it's going to be tough against Serbia, especially if you're a point guard, because do they ever get up and deny and defend full court? I mean, obviously, Anderson, I love Chacho. I think she's one of the most exciting shooters in the game right now. And then let's not forget about number 13, Krajicnik. Just a great interior presence. But you mentioned it quickly. They all know their role so well.
Oh, and I think the great thing is that even someone like Yvonne Anderson here with 17 points in the first game, it's not about Yvonne Anderson. It's what Yvonne Anderson can do for her team. And it was just good to see the dynamic between her and coach at the press conference where, it was like listening to Coach Malkovich, listening to Anderson. So she buys in, everybody buys in. That's the team is the ethic here, and the team is the strength. But their pressure's going to be relentless. If they get things off their defense, this could be a very long night for Slovakia.
Yeah, you said it, and I'm sure Coach Malkovich, who, in my opinion, is probably one of the best in the women's game right now on the national team level, but also, in EuroLeague women right now. She won this year with Fenerbahce. She's been great. Well, we're about a minute away, as you see there, with our TISO countdown tip. I also think Yuri Suya, the head coach of Slovakia, he knows his team maybe isn't at the same quality level, but it doesn't mean anything. It does still mean anything can happen in a tournament like this. We saw Spain get upset. I would call it an upset to Latvia last night.
Oh no, massive upset. You look at all the predictions and what the media say about where they rank Spain coming into this competition. Lots of experts, whatever that means, ranked them the #1 team coming in.
Yep.
And that's where Spain always come to tournaments expecting to be in the latter stages. But Latvia, who another team, shoots the ball well normally. And if they can just get into stuff, shoot the ball, they've got a real shot. We saw, we saw the way that Slovenia almost got the win over Germany earlier today, the way Great Britain almost, we're in there with France. EuroBasket women is the most competitive tournament, I think, in world basketball, male or female, because on any given night, there's a potential.
I agree with you. I think it is one of the most talented Continental Cup tournaments that FIBA hosts every 2 years, absolutely. And maybe some people would disagree with us, but I think you and I could put up a good fight for our thoughts on that one.
Well, it's just a straightforward thing for me. If Slovakia can shoot the ball, they'll stay in the game. If they don't turn the ball over, they don't give anything easy away. They give it away easy, this is going to be that long night.
Good evening and welcome to the FIBA Women's EuroBasket 2023. We are here in Ljubljana, Slovenia, as Serbia are taking on Slovakia. Ball went out of bounds right off of that tip, so off the hands of a blue jersey, and ball to Serbia. Shona Thorburn alongside Mark Clark giving you tonight's call. You mentioned it. Slovakia are going to have to fight incredibly hard on the defensive end to not give any easy looks to Serbia.
That's a super pass.
Just a great heads-up play there by Krajicnik, their number 5 player, to a Ratza cutting to the basket. And Serbia know each other really well. This team was basically the team that was at the World Cup, as Anderson just reads that pass and goes in quickly for an easy 2. And Serbia up 4-0, and no surprise, full court pressure every possession.
Well, I was just about to say, the first defensive possession I was pleased with. Slovakia went after it hard, but then the back cut was excellent, and they turned it over.
And three-point shot by Jakubsova is good. You mentioned it. This team is a team that is not shy to put up shots. And they shot 30 times. They were only 5 of 30 the other night. But clearly a team that puts up 30 shots, they're used to shooting. And a nice pass from Anderson inside to Krajicnik.
But that's 3 easy looks. The back cut, the little dump down, and the steal. There's no way Slovakia is going to shoot well enough to beat this Serbian team if they keep giving them easy looks.
Well, that foul, I believe, is going to go against Sasha Chajo. And it is going to put Buknova on the line.
You mentioned it about Chado. It's not just the excitement of her three, but she's been with this program now for so long. She's one of the few that's left, if that's the right way to word it, from when the journey started for this team.
Yeah.
You know, when they broke into the top 8 and won a gold medal, etc. She's been there since that time, and she's still putting up great shots.
Yeah. Well, not able to take advantage there on the free throw line, as they're still sitting at 3 points. And now Serbia, nice ball reversal. Ratza gives it back up. Anderson now. A little bit of a 2-3 zone. What do you think about this against Serbia, as Ratza shot fake pull-up is good?
Whether it's the 2-3 zone, which I think is an interesting option for them, because Serbia can shoot the ball really well. But whatever they're in, then there was no hand on that shot. That's 3 by the basket and an open jumper and another turnover.
Steal by Anderson. They're pushing the pace. Ratza on the finish, and it's good.
It looks like to me, Shona, that they've come out, Serbia, and said, we don't want to mess around in this one. We're going to try and stamp on the Slovakian team early. The defense has done that, and then they've converted.
And they get it up to the captain, Brzezinski.
Yeah, absolutely right. The way, just a little late on the hard show. Just doesn't tighten up. Therefore, too much space and the opportunity to draw the foul.
Well, some quick substitutions for Serbia, which I would say traditionally Coach Malkovich likes to, she gives her players a chance, especially in the first. So for me, this is a quick sub by her, as we see Stankovic coming in along with Jovanovic. Brzezinski, the captain for Slovakia, finds Buknova in the corner. Her shot's off the mark. Jovanovic with the rebound, and now Topuzovic pushing it. Anderson. Pretty good defense there. And again, not bad defense, but even better offense is Yvonne Anderson.
No, the defense, again, took away the early options, and at least that time, Anderson had to make a tough one.
Yeah. Jakubsova hits it to the corner. Nice little shot fake. And I like that offense.
Yep.
Just not able to connect. And Brzezinski all the way to the basket. No good, but that's 2 offensive rebounds, and they finally score. Is Marochikova.
Well, the first part of that equation that we talked about before the game in terms of Brzezinski, she's doing a really nice job protecting the ball, finding the open player. And if they carry on making the extra pass, then they're getting open looks. Just back themselves. They're going to back themselves to make it. Lovely decision to attack the space on the closeout, but then really, to an extent, bowed out of the layup.
Yeah.
I like the tempo that they're trying to put on the floor. It's just that Serbia have come out hot offensively.
Yeah, they have. I think you said it, the first minute and a half of the game, you said they're coming out trying to make a statement. And Stankovic, can't give her the left hand. She is a lefty. And 2 chances, way too much. I think they got lucky here. We got numbers, 3-on-2. They're pushing the tempo. Paliankova, shot well off.
It's one of the ways they can stay in it, but they basically got to make those, because that's their open looks. If they get into the half court, they're going to struggle.
Yeah, I don't think you'll get a much better look against Serbia than that. And, they are a shooting team. They are a 3-point shooting team. Shot was well off, hit the backboard, but I don't think it was a bad shot. I think she could have even set her feet, taken a little bit more time, as we see a substitution. And Paliankova is going out. And I believe it's number 30. Mr. Nova checking in for them.
The other great thing is they got to rebound on break situations. That's the other way they're going to get shots. If they can really go after it on the glass and broken play, they'll get more boards.
Well, maybe a little bit too out of control. Just fumbled the ball, I guess. Oh, yeah.
But the point of transition with Serbia from a miss or a made shot, whatever it is just instant. Anderson was there by the halfway line and already dictating what was going on.
And nice denying pressure here. Not sure about that call. That was right in front of us, Mark, and Yakubtsova is going to definitely be called. Let's take a look.
Well, the only thing I can think of is in the action of running, she went over the top of the arm, but...
The thing is, how often do you see Serbia do that?
All the time.
And they get called, what, 10th of it?
It's like all 5 guys are doing it,
yeah.
So you can't call them all, so sometimes they call no one.
Yep. Well, ball back to Serbia. So Kuzovic. Spin move. Ooh, little fadeaway off the mark. Not a great action there. But it was good defense as Rezinski comes down, penetrates. That's a tough layup. And now, not necessarily numbers, so good job there by Slovakia getting back on defense. And nice denying. That's going to be close to a 5-second call, and it is. So a great job sprinting back on defense and then picking the ball up, and everyone else was just there helping deny. Good job there by Oritsova and her teammates to force Serbia into a turnover.
It's got to be relentless. It's got to be for every minute, but that's literally what they have to do, and they've got to make these.
Well, another offensive rebound. You don't typically see a Serbian team give up a lot of offensive rebounds, but I believe that's the 3rd.
Oritsova was never open. It was not the best decision in the world to try and find her. Oritsova was one of the guys that can mix it physically, though. She did a really nice job in the loss. She was one of the, when she fouled out, they lost a lot of physical presence.
And they get it inbounds. Lots of time on the shot clock, though. No need to panic. They get it back. Oh, why not? Oritsova, though, just can't finish. They almost come up with the rebound, but Serbia there, and look at this. They just get out and run. And a great job there. Nice headman from Jovanovic to her teammate, Toprzovic, as it is going to be a Slovakian timeout. They had a pretty good stretch defensively there, I thought, Slovakia. Serbia was stuck at 12 points for a couple minutes.
Yeah, and I think that's the... it's not the biggest analysis point in the sense that make some shots and you get a chance to win. But their defensive effort, their tempo, it's impressive. The really interesting thing for me is the tempo and everything that Serbia are doing. Yesterday when they played Turkey, it was a job of work they were going to do. They had to worry about the inside. They had to sort it. And they were very business-like about really being up-tempo. They've come out in this, and everything they do, including walking to it, getting to a timeout, is up-tempo. So they've obviously come out and said, right, okay, we got the win yesterday. Let's not get into any sort of dogfight with a team that has to win. And let's just be aggressive and quick, and everybody's getting out there.
Well, for those of you who watched the game yesterday, Serbia, I mean, they fought really hard to come up with that win.
Yeah. They were outsized.
Yeah.
And with, the loss of players coming in, there was some, things they had to adapt to. They struggled to shoot the ball from the perimeter. That's a tough one out, and they did. And straight out the timeout, they're all over him again.
Oh, Slovakia, they get the ball over the court pretty easily there. And Jakubsova, she's open. I think they should have passed it to her a little bit earlier. Oh, nice hesitation as she got Stankovic off her feet. Wasn't even a shot fake. It was just kind of eyes at the rim and then a step through. So good job coming out of the timeout is 2 more points for Slovakia. Anderson to Stankovic. Oh, Stankovic, I don't know how she missed that. Follows her rebound, and that one's short as well. She's got to be disappointed with herself. And, oh, nice pass, but blocked from behind. And now, Mark. They really try. I mean, as soon as they get the defensive rebound, doesn't matter who it is, they're sprinting, all 4 players. Topusovic. I'm really sure that was the best offense, but now Stankovic finally sees the ball go through the hoop as she has her first 2 points in this game. And got to find shooters. You got to find them in transition. Serbia got lucky there.
You don't mind that. That's a nice break. Flatten out the defense. Your best shooter comes down the floor in the trowel spot. Give her the ball. Expect her to shoot it.
And Topuzovic, maybe an uncharacter early 3-point shot by her. And that 3 is off the mark, but a fight for the offensive rebound. And good job. Way to stick with it is Oritsova.
And that's all she did yesterday. And while we say they've got to shoot the ball, I'm not sure the original 3 was a great option.
No, yeah.
It wasn't open as such. They just took a 3. They've got to work a bit harder. But they're definitely working hard on the glass.
Nogic is fouled hard. So it's going to stay Serbia ball. We see some substitutions happening.
And I think it's going to be one of those games for us where we go, there's another lot of substitutions. Because both teams, the pace of the game, both teams are going to have to keep rotating because this is up and down.
Yeah, it really is. It is, well, I mean, I think Slovakia know their best option and opportunity is to try and get the ball down quickly and look at quick open shots. And Serbia, they just want to, every opportunity to run, they are taking it. And nice take there by Jankovic. And just attacking and not great get-back defense by Serbia, which is a little bit uncharacteristic, but they have gone to their bench now. This is 5 bench players on the floor for Serbia as Jankovic scored last time, kicks it out to Nogic. Nogic, stop, pop, 3-point shot is good.
One of the things Nogic can do is score. I mean, she just doesn't, I don't think she sees a shot she doesn't like. And if you give her that much time, she shoots a great percentage.
And Dutsova into the corner. Pelyankova, easy call by the referee there.
And that's a much better decision. Slovakia just settling freeze, would have just popped that from the corner. Closeout was a little late and a little quick. She had the chance to attack, gets the contact on the free throw line. It's a 10-point game. If they can get in, because of the way Serbia start, they get in 7 down, they're probably like, well, okay, we'd take that when they were literally struggling to stop them scoring at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, you said it. So 9-point game now. 1 minute and 46 seconds left in this quarter. And just not able to take advantage of the second one. Has a little bit of full court pressure here. And 3-on-2, we have Retza in the corner. Her three-point shot is off, but Jovanovic there for the offensive rebound. She finds Nogic. She's hit one from there. That one's off the front of the rim. Another offensive rebound. And a good job there by Jankovic getting some early minutes here in this game for Serbia.
And you said it a little while, a minute or so ago. Point, it goes through the hoop, they're ready. They make a three, they're coming down the floor. They're at the halfway line trap was there. And off the ball, it was there. The point of transition is just better than anyone else here in Ljubljana. You never get past, you never just run past them.
And Jankovic comes up with a steal. They're running and not able to take advantage, but offensive rebound is Rata. So she can't convert, but she's going to go to the free throw line. That was Djordjevic on the fast break, 51, who there we see her coming up with the...
At the pace of this game, Serbia have already had 21 field goal attempts.
Yeah.
And there's still a minute to go.
21 in 9 minutes, so they're on course.
They could literally have...
The average in a women's game is maybe 67, 70 at the most.
Somewhere between 60 and 70 in a fast game.
Yeah, in a fast game, 60 and 70.
I mean, if they carry on like this, they could get close to 100 field goal attempts.
And full court pressure, no surprise. Serbia are very well known for that, especially after free throws. And that's what they're good at. They force turnovers, and that's going to be another turnover going against Slovakia. So ball back to Serbia now. Well, zone here. Jovanovic. She's known as a three-point shooter as well. So you have Nogic and Jovanovic. And don't forget, I mean, the others for Serbia can shoot, but those are shooters. They are known as shooters. Again, full court pressure. They're able to break it. Pelyankova saves it. And she just doesn't have enough to keep it in bounds. So that's 2 consecutive turnovers for Slovakia as ball goes back to Serbia, and it's a 2-second difference.
That outside third trap, when they trap, obviously, but it's so physical. And even if you get out of it, it's rushed you.
And they're really good at making the right read on the rotation.
Oh.
Watching the eyes of the person with the ball. So, no surprise, Netza Jovanovic dribbling the ball out here. As she puts up a tough shot, but it's good. A few seconds left. They're going to have to let it fly, and they do, but it is no good. So Serbia have come out this first 10 minutes and definitely put on a show as they are leading 30-12 over Slovakia.
Well, stats-wise, it's an exhibition of how to run. I mean, the number of shots, as I say, 23 field goal attempts. You know, they've already got the 30 points, 30-12, and Slovakia have just been rushed. And that's the biggest deal. It just takes any team out of the way, the rhythm they want to run. And they don't care. Defensively, they did the same against Turkey yesterday. Okay, Turkey were able to deal with it, kept themselves in the game, but ultimately it wore them down. Slovakia, not the same level as Turkey, nor do they have the same presence on the inside. So therefore, you can go after even harder on the perimeter, and it's just been from Yvonne Anderson up.
And you know, this is the second game in a row for both these teams, but you mentioned it yesterday. They were picking up full court, being aggressive. Coach Malkovic definitely, I don't think I've ever seen a Serbian team that isn't in top shape when they've come around to tournament time.
No.
And, you know, can Slovakia come back? Absolutely. There's 30 minutes left in this game. We talked about it. We mentioned it quickly in introductions that if they do lose, it becomes a lot more complicated, and it'll come down to, you know, having to get a win on game day 3, which will be Sunday. Tomorrow is an off day, a rest day for everyone. But they still have a chance.
Oh, no, they have a chance.
Their tournament's not over, is what I'm saying.
And a big loss against Serbia, as long as Serbia win their 3rd game, doesn't really hurt them because they'll just be in a 3-way tie with everybody else. What they really need, you know, what they'll have to do is go and beat Turkey, which is that's going to be a tough one because of the way Turkey fought and came back today, they improved from game 1 to game 2. It'll be a different challenge for Slovakia, but hey, while you've got a shot, you're still going to obviously go for it.
Katanic in playing point guard for Serbia. And Djordjevic swings it, extra pass. That's a deep 3-point shot by Jovanovic. She's hit 2 today. And that one's no good, but a fight for the offensive rebound.
The scoreline is immaterial to the attitude and the way they play. They're going to play. They're going to play this way. If they're up 50, down 50, they don't care about anything about from representing the way that as you called it quite rightly. They have an identity, and that's what they put out on the floor all the time.
And talk about an identity. Look at that. It was almost a 3-person trap.
Yep.
And turnover right on the baseline. So that leads to that. Nope, not able to score. And now Slovakia with an opportunity to run. But how fast and hard did they sprint back on defense, Serbia? I mean, that was pretty good get-back defense.
Jeez.
You can't ask for much better, especially on a long rebound type situation.
Slovakia had a head start. They had 3 guys down the floor, and there was only one Serbian, when they got possession, only one Serbian basket side. By the time she put that shot up, it's 1-on-3. Simply has to make the free throws, simply has to get some sort of control over what they're trying to do. Otherwise, it really would get out of hand. And the thing that really hurt them playing that 3rd game is coming off a big loss. It's tough to pick yourself up.
Yeah, it is. It is a rest day tomorrow. She knocks down her free throws. Brzezinski.
You know, it's early in the 2nd quarter. It would be great if Slovakia could just win the next 8 minutes.
Yeah. And by win, you know, just go into halftime, you know, if you could get it to 10 or 12,
great.
Under 10, perfect. And that's the kind of stuff you need to do. Sometimes with aggressive defense, you need to be the one who's more aggressive, but still under control.
Absolutely.
And a foul on, I think it's going to be a shooting foul. Oh, no, sorry, it was on the floor going against
Brzezinski, I think.
Brzezinski, yeah.
That sums up the difference, right? They've stopped the ball, you know, but they didn't ever get control of where it was. I mean, Brzezinski allowed a middle penetration. That's just not going to get it done.
Jovanovic. Djordjevic. It's a big mismatch, but gosh, do they know how to fight. And nice passing cut, not able to score. So now Slovakia and Brzezinski, I think she just fell. It was almost like a screen from the ground. And that's a good looking shot. Feet were set, it was off the mark. They do come up with the offensive rebound though. And almost a turnover, and this is the kind of risks where you saw Jovanovic going for that steal, kind of in the open court. You don't get it. You get it, you have a 1-on-0. If you don't get it, you're going to give up a 5-on-4. But that's how Serbia plays. They're okay with taking that kind of a risk.
And the great thing about it, as you see on the replay, by the time that they've reacted to that, there's 2 guys that have helped. Okay, she's been fouled, but she's still got to earn it. So the risk and the reward in their mind, in their philosophy, totally worth it.
So Brzezinski at the free throw line. And that shot was short.
I mean, let's not beat about the bush here. For them to get back in the game, they've almost got to be perfect for 8 minutes. Missing the free throw isn't perfect, but making the second ticks it over. You know, what would look like a disaster for them, but now it's like back to 13, and they've actually got some positives. Now they're showing a press. They're up 1-2, 1-1.
Stashova, number 5, just checked in for the game, fresh legs, so go ahead, press. Chacho back into the game along with Anderson and Krajicek. And just no one, I think it was a zone defense, but miscommunication and an easy 2-point basket for Jankovic. And nice patience, someone's open. They're just not able to see it. Tough shot off the mark, fight for the rebound between teammates, and Anderson with the speed. She's really great at coming for that outlet pass as a point guard, you know, just around the 3-point line in momentum, eyes facing, you know, the basket she wants to go to with speed and just going.
She always actually gives the passer as well. Like, there's always a cut where she can lead her with the pass, so she doesn't have to stop, wait, and go again.
As she makes the first of 2. And make that 2 of 2 with the friendly kiss off the rim there. And here's that full court press. They are never going to stop full court pressing.
Nope.
They'll be up 50 and they will continue to full court press. Ilyankova, no one's picking her up. Finds a shooter in the corner. Not a bad 3-point shot as Mischinova knocks that one down. And Anderson posting up. You don't see that often.
Nope.
She's able to draw a foul on Stashova, number 5.
You know, going back to the point you made about the risk and the reward, they're up the floor in that when they get a trap. There are 4 guys in the front court, you know, so they know that if they get beat, it's going to be an open look, but they're prepared to do that. And okay, Slovakia did a great job. They had to make a 3 to make them pay for it.
Yeah, and open look. I mean, even if they do get beat on 1 or 2 passes, the energy and speed that they sprint back on, there's no one not going 100%. Nice footwork there by Tina Krajicek. And we haven't talked about it yet, Mark, but let's not forget Serbia have been playing without one of their best players, and that's Servan Dekic, who is still not available and away from the team right now. We do expect her to show up.
And she has a family bereavement, which, you know, but obviously they still named her in the roster. They want her to come back if she's able.
Yep. Well, Anderson gonna take her time. Coach wanted her to start from the middle, and she just turns it over. Lost her footing, so, and again, you thought you were gonna have a numbers opportunity, but they just get back. And that shot was an air ball, and ball touched the out of bounds line, so back to Serbia, I think.
They cut it back in bounds, but they were out of bounds as such. You know what, when you get that stop and you look and you think you got the chance to run, in most situations in this tournament, if 3 guys get down the floor, you're going to get an open look. With these guys, they're back by the time you're there. Woe betide anyone on this team who doesn't get back, though. I don't think that, well, they wouldn't be on this team, but.
And Chapjo, 3-point shot is off, fight for the rebound. Trouble playing a zone, hard to box out. Topuzovic gives it up to Anderson, gets her own rebound. Chadjo. And Slovakia have been getting lucky the last few shots, not coming up with rebounds, and they've been good open looks for Serbia, just not able to knock them down. As Serbia are up 36-22 with just over 5 minutes left in the second quarter.
You know, you mentioned Chalo earlier on. The great thing about Chalo is that she doesn't go looking for shots. If it's not her turn, if she's not open, she doesn't force them. She gets 2 good looks, she takes them straight away. You know, it's from a coaching perspective, you know exactly what you're going to get. If she's open, it doesn't matter if it's a big shot or any shot. She's going to take it, but she doesn't force.
Well, miscommunication turnover there by Serbia. So Slovakia again got lucky in my opinion. But I think, you know, to be successful, you also have to have a little bit of luck.
Yep, you make your own as well. It's amazing how lucky you get when you work hard.
Very true. Ortsovo. And her shot is well short. But another offensive. They've done a good job, I think, Slovakia offensive rebounding. Not able to convert, but at least they're giving themselves second chances. And Ortsova is going to pick up that foul. We haven't seen a lot of, you know, the unsportsmanlike saying you didn't make a play on the ball in this tournament. Remember, they were calling a lot of that. That, I felt like 2 years ago would have been an unsportsmanlike.
Yeah, and they're going to talk about it now because there's no way she plays. No, but you're right. There's been a couple of calls in today's games where there is no attempt to play the ball.
And they haven't called it.
They haven't
even looked at the, you know.
Deep catches is the worst for me. There's been a number of deep catches where there's been a mismatch and the defender has just literally said, I can't stop you, I'm going to foul you.
Yeah.
It would be a bit ironic if it was called against the team playing against Serbia as well in terms of the way it signs.
Well, they're going to go take a look at the TV. And I think you're right. I think they are going to look to see if there was a play on the ball or not. So let's try and listen in and hear their reasoning.
Personal foul, upgrade to unsportsmanlike foul. Main camera, normal speed.
I mean, she goes at it with the correct hand, as in the hand where she's going, but...
Yeah. So, go back, slowly. So, stop. So, contact is with left hand, and she is chasing. The offensive player already passed, huh? What's your opinion?
Yeah, but it's a basketball play, she goes, and also for the reaction, it's not for me, it's not 100%.
So can you show now? So left hand. Can you show from main camera one more normal speed? Main camera normal speed. Go back normal speed. Let's go. Yeah. Okay. So normal one more. So we have 2:11 foul, normal foul, and on the floor.
Video is conclusive.
Time 16 seconds.
Video is conclusive.
Yes. Okay. What's conclusive?
Well, I don't disagree with her explanation of it when they explained it to us.
But has she made, because has she made a legitimate action to the ball?
But the thing is, that play 2 years ago would have been called, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's calls like that.
Yes. But we talked about it yesterday. You have to adjust, no matter who you are, offensively, defensively, to how the refs are refereeing the game. And it's going to change game by game a little bit. Yeah, they try to be consistent as players try to be consistent. But it's just not possible. They're human. Ortsova. And nice little action. Nice extra pass. And that three-point shot. That was good basketball, but guess what? They came up with the offensive rebound. That was a good shot attempt. Unfortunately, Dodashova not able to finish that one. And look at this. You got to be, I don't mind it. She missed 2 shots. I understand her frustration. But I don't like when players run in and then just get a silly backcourt foul because they're a little bit too aggressive.
You know, the first shot, perfect, as you say. They moved the ball really well. They got the extra passes, open look, and because they moved the defense, they have a chance to rebound. Second one, rushed off the dribble, but even worse then, the frustration got the better of her, and she takes the foul, which sends Serbia to the line. And You know, this is gonna. We said right at the top of the game, they almost have to be like perfect for them, and giving Serbia anything easy is not going to make your task easy, anywhere near achievable.
And Krajicek, 2 easy free throws. Way, way too easy. You need to make them work to get any kind of points. Well, full court pressure. Again, here's the trap. Rotation. The reach. This is what they do. It's frustrating, but look at that. And you want to say, good job, nice patience, but I almost think they got a little lucky as well.
The rotation, because Anderson's in the front row, is involved in the trap, and she's the person who rotated, then she gives the assist.
And Serbia, though, come right back and score. As Brzezinski, she's had success attacking the basket, and that time she thought she was fouled, but she wasn't. So ball out of bounds, it's going to go back to them. Ortsova to the captain, and here's that risk-taking. And Dudasova maybe a little bit gun-shy after missing those last 2 shot attempts, where if she was open, that wouldn't have been a bad shot. Krajicek uses her height off arm to get a shot off, but it's no good. Brzezinski, ooh, she looked at the basket, didn't, but found her teammate for a 3 is Ortsova. Her shot's no good, though. So I feel like the refs have not blown their whistle in a long time. We're almost watching a tennis match going back and forth.
Oh, the only whistle was the foul after the missed shot. That's the only one we've had for ages.
Brzezinski, headman. Helionkova thought about the 3, went to a pull-up, and why not? Because it's good. And I bet both these teams, we're just over 2 minutes here until halftime. They're going to be excited when halftime comes. And Chajo, not a player you want to leave open. I think they got away with poor get-back defense on that. But Serbia not able to make them pay. Nice hands by Chajo as she just knocks it away and goes in, is not able to score. I think that's going to go against Ortsova.
Or Brzezinski, yeah.
Brzezinski?
Yeah.
Nice hands by Chajo. We saw that there. Yeah. Picks her up and not able to convert.
That's a bit harsh. I just thought that was just a loose ball situation.
Well, Coach Malkovich wants to talk about it in this timeout. We have minute 46 before halftime. Serbia leading 40-26 over Slovakia.
Well, their tempo hasn't changed. As you get a view there of that courtside app, take a picture of that QR code. And if you want any basketball action, you'll find it on courtside somewhere. The shot attempts have not slowed down. You know, it's 39 attempts. There's still 146 to go. You know, and they've had some times where they've got deep on the clock. So it's not as if they're not running and gunning and taking anything. They're getting good looks, but getting plenty of them. But you know, Slovakia have stemmed the flow and the margin. It's still only a 14-point game. Once they beat that press, they've been getting better looks. It's just that for every one time they beat it, there's a time they turn it over often.
And we saw the statistics there during that timeout. And 9 turnovers for Slovakia have led to 11 offensive points for Serbia. And meanwhile, Slovakia, they have no points off of turnovers. So Mark, I mean, it's what Serbia does. And I understand you saw right before the timeout, Coach Yuri Suya kind of talking to the referees like, hey, how come they're in bonus and we're not? They only have 2 team fouls. And I get it. When you watch this game and when you watch Serbia play, you understand why other teams' coaches get frustrated.
Yeah, but we had that conversation. I think we all agree that they do get away with more contact because everybody's doing it. Like, the points off turnovers is a case in point. When they turn it over, they all get back.
Yeah.
Right? So you don't get that, oh, we're going to get an unopposed layup. You know, so it's, and when all 5 people are out there, the referees are looking at everyone doing it. They just get used to it. They almost accept that that's normal. And you've got to play through it. And that's when you said they've got lucky, they've managed to get through it. It's been very unusual for Slovakia to get through the press under control to get something they want. It's frantic. And that almost makes the job easy for the referee.
Well, you said it. You can't give anything easy to Serbia, and those 2 free throws have put them up 42-26. Just under a minute 30. The reach-in almost came up with the steal.
Those
they
are
reach
the calls.
in a lot.
That's the call I think they get away with far too much. Like,
Yeah.
there's contact on the shot that's not called.
Absolutely. That was a tough shot, but another great offensive rebound by Mora Chikova, number 16 for Slovakia.
I think it's just the difference between contesting things and giving up too much contact, and they get away with a little bit too much.
Yeah. Chacho, her 3-point shot is good. And now Slovakia, I was going to say, could possibly have an opportunity to get, depending on how they played it, 2 possessions, 2 for 1, though, and try and dig into this lead a little bit, but maybe they'll take their time. There's 18 seconds on the shot clock. And Peliankova is left open at 3, and that's good. So if they get a stop and possibly a quick shot on the other end, they could feel better about themselves going into halftime. Jovanovic now is going to take her time. It's calling a little bit of a horn set. Chacho, she's already knocked 1 down from there. And no surprise, Serbia being patient. They get it into Anderson. Anderson thought about it. Ooh, nice pass inside. And not able to convert, gets her offensive rebound. Krajicek takes her time and scores as the time is going to expire for Slovakia. Well, that's halftime for us here tonight. On game day 2, we have Serbia leading Slovakia 47-31. And it has been all Serbia, but Slovakia has been sticking around a little bit. A couple different things, and maybe it would only have been a 14-point game going into halftime.
Well, before that last, they won the second quarter by 2. And I know that sometimes that sounds a little bit, oh, well, you know, what does that really mean? But that means they've got a positive going in. You know, they won, they were up, they competed, they got to a point where it was 12, 14 points. So there's something that coach can hang on to in the locker room. And once he's got something to hang on to, then he's got a chance to work back into the game. Uphill, yeah, well, up a very steep hill to get back into the game. But they've found a way. If they get control through the pressure, they've got people who can score. Then they just have to do a better job. And they do it sometimes, but every possession at making Serbia work and not giving them the easy options.
Yeah, I agree with you. Well, Ratsa coming out playing well for Serbia, 8 points. Krajicek also has 8 points. I think the biggest thing for me for Serbia, though, is how many players have already scored for them. And they are at 9. 9 players have scored for them in this game so far. And, you know, a good job by Slovakia. They got lucky a few possessions. I think Peliankova is having a good game, 8 points for them. But they're missing some firepower.
Yeah. But what we said, and I think it's even clearer now at the half, is they came out and said, we don't want this to become a scrappy game. We're going to put this team away as early as we can. So they built the 20-point lead because they played so well and so hard and so quick in that first quarter. Well, by the time Slovakia have adjusted, they're 18 down. They've worked their way back in. They're trying to be competitive. But it's Serbian basketball. It's a great example of how they play.
Yep. And listen, I'll talk about it all tournament long. They have an identity, and every game that identity comes out, and it's pick up, be annoying, take risks, but it starts on defense. Well, it's halftime here. Serbia leading Slovakia 47-31. We will be right back.
You need character. You need chemistry.
FIBA Basketball World Cup is the peak of the game.
It's the toughest competition in the basketball world to win.
That is why I will be there.
Because when you win for one,
You win for all.
Spanu, nice pump fake. Oh, beautiful pass. Spanu is just pulling the strings. She is the conductor of the orchestra.
Wow.
Here in the fourth quarter, how about that? Picks the pocket is Vukoslevjevic, and she goes all the way. And it's going to be an and one.
On to Messerman. Messerman, huge amount of advantage against Barron. Belgium with an 8-point lead and really dominating the game right now. And now another steal. This one from Zandolosini, the Italian defense, coming to the fore. Oh, behind the back pass. Vila to Zandolosini. One of the plays of the game. She's able to get it off. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? She will not be denied. Driving to the basket and now has an and one. An exceptional finish. Good D from Italy. Missing that layup. Here's Spriatico. Snell on the three. And when Italy are playing at pace, they look so much better. They look so much more confident when they try and slow the game down and get in the half court.
Great defensive effort. President just got over the top. Anderson in transition. It's a real threat. Puts up the floater for two. Took all the contact and still got him to drop. He's got to put it up. And off the glass. They count the three. And at the end of the first quarter, on the back of the last second shot.
Zandolosini stops. That's a beautiful handle. Stops on a dime, puts the ankle breaker onto Spanarova and finishes it. Sims looks to go down the baseline again. Goes the long way. That's great hands. Quick hands by Manunga. Out in transition behind the back by Van Loo. Razamon can do everything here in Tel Aviv.
I want to see that on replay because this was razzle dazzle here. Look, Faith goes behind the back.
it's halftime here in Slovenia at the FIBA Women's EuroBasket Game Day 2. Serbia have come out with a statement first half. They are on top of Slovakia, 47-31. Slovakia out here trying to find their rhythm, trying to find their shots, seeing the ball go through the hoop. But I would say that first 20 minutes to me was absolutely all Serbia. There you see the game leaders. So Ratza, 8 points, Stankovic, 5 rebounds, and Anderson, 3 assists for Serbia.
And Ratza's only played 7 minutes.
It's a good point minutes.
It's a point. That's a great ratio. She's very productive. I mean, the other thing, and we've been talking about this a lot. They only committed 6 fouls in the whole of the half, up the floor, pressing, trapping, making things happen with their defense. That's one of 2 things. It's probably a combination of both. It's great defense, moving their feet, not reaching, using their bodies, taking space. Or the referees are seeing everyone play at that level, so they're allowing more contact to go. Depends. You could ask 10 people in the gym, you get 5 and 5 either way. But what it no doubt about it is their effort and their execution defensively is as good as anywhere in the world. It's just phenomenal. Their timing on traps, their rotations out of traps, and that just doesn't happen through effort. That's real great preparation for Coach Malkovich has a great staff, and everybody has to get into that. And it's just the whole picture, the whole piece. Every piece is there.
And it's all about the players buying in and understanding what she wants and committing to it as well with zero hesitation, no reservations. You know what? Malkovich says do this, we have to do that.
Yeah. And not only we have to, they want to.
They want to, yeah, good point.
And that's the thing about when you've got this group, because if someone doesn't, they're accountable to the other players, and that's probably more, at least as powerful as being accountable to the coach. Because if Yvonne Anderson is bought into that, she's entitled to ask everyone else why they're not. And it's just it's just a great group that really does buy into each other. But you can't. Let's just talk about Slovakia for a second. We said they had to be perfect, and they weren't perfect. We're not saying they are, but they stayed with it. They moved the ball well enough. It's only when they turned the ball over or got into bad situations. Taking the ball, it's the stuff that you get taught when you're a young player. Don't take the ball over the halfway line on the sideline. As soon as you do that, Serbia, you're dead. But I just love the rotation out their traps. They don't give you anything easier. But Slovakia in that second quarter won the quarter by 2. Found a way to get the ball down the floor, made some shots. Well, let's look at it now. We're down 16. Let's win the next quarter by 4, 6. See if we can get to 10.
Yep.
Then all of a sudden they might start to think.
Yeah, and then, even if they lose, but every quarter they improve, their chances aren't over. No. If it's a blowout, maybe a little bit more difficult, and you said also mentally, coming in, having to play, game day 3 after a blowout, it's tough on you mentally. Physically, yes, but mentally as well. But if you can prove to yourselves and as a team that throughout the game against a very good team, Serbia, you improved, you're going to feel better going into that game day 3.
Yeah, and let's not forget Turkey already have a couple of injury issues. Their captain is hurt, and Šurek didn't get to play, won't play today, won't play for the rest of the. And it's like McCowan has only practiced once or twice before this tournament because she came out of the WNBA injured. There are a number of factors that give Slovakia a chance. Again, they've got to be perfect, but hey, there's been more upsets than that in a EuroBasket women's tournament.
Yep, you said it, and it's all about upsets, as for me the biggest upset so far has been Spain losing to Latvia. There's been a lot of fun games on the other side as well. I know we just keep talking about our side and what we're doing here in Ljubljana, Slovenia, but let's not forget there's a whole other 2 groups in Tel Aviv, Israel.
Yeah, I mean, Spain recovered to win today.
And how good has Belgium looked?
Oh,
they have the record, right, for assists, I think it was?
And most made threes.
And most made threes. So talk about a team that has come out hot. People need to be thinking about Belgium getting on that podium.
But they can't win the gold medal in Tel Aviv. They've got to come here.
They got to. You've got it. Well, welcome back. It is third quarter action here at the FIBA Women's EuroBasket. Serbia up big on Slovakia as Anderson's shot is off the mark. And what a great first half for Serbia. Can they pick up or keep up the intensity, Slovakia, Chacho, we've seen her steal the ball like that already once, and 3-on-1, and an easy 2 points. No, it's not. Good job, nice hustle getting back. They got lucky. Peliankova, no hesitation, off the mark. She's gonna run down her rebound though. Wow, quick start for both teams.
And you gotta think, okay, Serbia just missed the bunny. There's nothing to say about that, but 2-on-1, you pull up and stop, not so sure.
Well, had to let that shot go as they were running out of time, and just a tripping foul. Let's see here. Yeah. Pretty good call.
Well, apart from the turnover, Slovakia have come out with some intent, push the ball, run the ball down. Jablonskova with an offensive rebound. It's not. We're not quite in the time of you got to score and get a stop, but you've got to score 3 or 4. Yeah. Make sure you can get 2 stops or whatever it is. Possession by possession, you've got to try and work their way back in.
Well, can they take advantage of this possession? That shot off the mark, almost come up with the offensive rebound, but now Serbia out pushing the tempo. They go inside, nice hands. And it's going to stay Serbia ball on the baseline, though.
Yep. I like Ratz's response here because Jablonskova's coming over her back. What's going on? We're supposed to do that to the other team.
Chacho goes inside to Krajisnik. She kicks it out. Chacho, she's a shooter. Shoot off the mark. And Krajisnik comes up, takes her time. And I like the fact she didn't rush it. Easy shot there that she missed, but now Slovakia, they've had some good looks as well in this first minute and a half here in the third quarter. As Brzezinski looks back at Coach Suya, and how about that? Nice. And every time it's like there's 2 defenders that come at you. You got to catch it and go up. You cannot take your time against this Serbian team. Well, nice strong take by Topusovic as she's going to go to the free throw line.
You're absolutely right. When the ball went in on the pick and roll, she's just got to go up. If she gets blocked, all right, fair enough. If she gets fouled, great. She can get fouled and score. But stopping, because they fly with the ball. The ball's in the air and they fly and they recover so quickly. Coaches everywhere will talk about flying with the ball. This team does it. Some players will tell you they do it, but this team actually does.
Well, getting a little bit out of reach, lots of time. Look at this, that's gonna be close to a 5-second call, but they got the ball just in, as now it's a 2-on-1. Can they take advantage? And nice read and finish there by Bukanova.
Yeah, much better by Bukanova. That's the second 2-on-1 they've had, but you remember what the coaches would say, draw the defense. Yep. If the defense doesn't stop you, go make it.
And exactly what she did. Chacho attacks, finds Anderson. Anderson spin move, fade away. That shot is in her repertoire. Her bag of books, and another opportunity. Peliankova, they just can't see the ball go in from 3.
It's a good look.
That was a really good look. I thought it was a great shot, feet set, why not? You're a shooter, shoot. As they're now 3 of 17 from the 3-point land.
Yeah, and they have to be up at 6, 7, 8 from 17 as a minimum. They've got to be around that 40% to be for the 3-point threat to actually keep them close. And to be fair to them, whereas we were very critical of them against Hungary, they haven't taken many bad ones today. Like the Peliankova last one, that was all but in.
Yeah.
And if they take that many good ones, there'll be a better percentage by the end of the game if they take those types of looks.
Topuzovic handed off to Ratza. Ratza nowhere to go. Topuzovic took her time, lets that shot fly. And she's being more aggressive and looking for her shot more than I would say I've seen her do in the past.
Yeah, it looks like she's been told, go and show me what you've got, because we're looking for different combinations, and she's been very, very aggressive and hasn't taken a bad shot.
Anderson. A little shake and bake action. And trying to draw the foul. Maybe got a little bit frustrated. That's going to be, I believe, Slovakia ball. Yeah, I thought it was tipped by a white jersey.
And she touched in the feet in the back in that court.
Well, an offensive foul. Yeah, so it's going to be an offensive foul. Not sure about the sequence we saw.
Yeah, I would love to see the backcourt.
I wanted to go more and talk about the backcourt because it happened in front of us, and I thought the rebound was tipped by a white jersey.
Definitely, but like she tried
no blue touched it.
No, and she tried to take off and throw it back, but I thought she'd already gone into the backcourt to try and throw it back. I'm sure we were told by the officials how correct it was or wasn't.
And
Ratza's
fouled, so she got hit on the side of the head. She's going to go to the free throw line.
And this is, I'm with Coach Shujar here. He's just saying, well, what's the deal? And it's the same conversation we're having. It's maybe everybody for Slovakia has to go out and do the same thing.
Yeah.
All of them. And I hope people don't think we're being critical of Serbia. We're not. We're actually really. No. I think the defensive effort is tremendous, and they're on the limit of fouling or not fouling the whole time.
But you know what? Sometimes they pick up a few fouls early in a quarter and they back off.
Yes.
They know how to play it. That's how they play.
They do what coaches say as well, like do it until you stop doing it.
Well, Slovakia now, as we have Stashova with the ball. Ortsova set a screen, nice roll and rise action, but that three-point shot off the mark. Oh, how about that offensive rebound? You said you almost need to be perfect to beat Serbia, and these are they're good shots, and that's what you need to be more perfect with.
They didn't get a 14-second reset, so the officials have stopped it, and that was a great offense. Yeah, it's just great effort on the glass by Dudasova. I mean, she's outsized out everything from that play. She gets up, gets the rebound, and then puts it up well enough, but just doesn't finish the play. And they need to be finishing all those plays.
Well, I think they're saying that Serbia actually had possession and then Slovakia got it back, so that's why the ball is at 20 seconds and not down to 14. And hard step out.
It's an interest. I can't remember the.
I mean, no one's complaining, though.
No.
Except for you and I, apparently.
and Coach is quite right. That's the stuff that needs to get called.
Yeah. But it's true. How is Slovakia, again, they have over 5 fouls, and that's just the second team foul for Serbia.
Now,
they do move their feet, though. They move their feet really well, but they're also very active with their hands.
And you got to say, Slovakia and other teams try and go around that pressure, not past that pressure.
As Chacho, she's had a couple tips and stole the ball, but that time she got called for a foul. So 2 quick fouls going against Serbia. As Jovanovic checking into the game for Serbia. Ortsova not
nice
open. Foul. And how do they, that's a great shot by Pelyankova. And they just can't find the bottom of the basket. I think those are great shots.
Yeah, they are. They're getting good looks. The skip pass has been effective for them all day.
And tough take
And there's a good example of what I mean in terms of going past or around. The Slovakia, when they penetrate like that, will try and go around that, so they allow that contact to happen.
Right.
That penetration is so much more direct, gets contact that stops the direction of travel, and I'm trying to, is it really, are they really getting away with stuff, or is it great defense? I think it's a combination of both. It's great defense, full stop, but there's a lot of contact. And there's a lot of contact in areas where, referees saying they're trying to clean up the game around ball screens and things. So maybe we can have that conversation with our officiating colleagues.
And the thing is, they're normally in the same hotel as us, and they're very open to sitting and talking with us when we have questions and clearing up, what are the points of emphasis? Because I know they go into these tournaments with points of emphasis as well. And we haven't really talked to them about that.
Nope.
And it would be interesting to see. So maybe we'll do that tomorrow on our rest day. We get a rest day as well. Well, that turnover, again, good defense, forcing turnovers is Serbia, and ball back to Serbia.
It's an important 4 minutes for them. They won that second quarter. They're down 20 now. They were down 16. Oh, nice pass. They can't let this get back into mid-20s. It's going to be so tough for them to get positive before the end of this game.
Ratza, hands it off to Krajisnik. Tough make. Good job there, as you see both of them smiling at each other. And now Slovakia, you said it, they need a good 4 minutes here. They need to dig down, get a couple stops in a row and scores, and it does not work. If you telegraph a pass, I promise you a Serbian player is going to touch it. Nogic, her three-point shot off the back of the iron. Krajisnik, nice fight for the rebound, and doesn't even force it, but nice heads-up play. And, well, Ratza found Krajisnik the last time, and that was Krajisnik finding Ratza, as Slovakia have called a timeout. And they are trailing now 57-33 with just under 4 minutes to play in the third.
Great example of what we're talking about was that last pick and roll or pick action from Slovakia. Krajisnik jumped out hard and forced the ball carrier to just take a half a step backwards. From that point on, Slovakia have control in that situation. They've gone back, so they're quite rightly then entitled to go after the basketball. And once that happens, the Slovakia, it's a turnover waiting to happen. Like I said, they only have one pass, they rotate really well behind it. You can't back off that hard hedge. You've got to attack that hard hedge. Otherwise, the hard hedge is just going to corral you to the sideline. It's easy to say.
It's
coaches
easy
will
for
say
you
all
and I
day,
to say.
don't back out of that, or at least back further out so you got some separation to see what options you have. But attack that hedging player and beat that player. Forget the player taking you. But with this team, they really do own their space. For them, I think they feel entitled to the contact if it's in their space. And more worrying than anything else, whoever comes in does the same thing. And they've just made multiple substitutions in that timeout, and now everyone's over the floor.
And a reach-in foul. So Serbia now with 14 fouls.
Ratza's not happy with a foul. It's her first foul. But the other great thing, you mentioned it just a minute or so ago. She knows straight away now that they're in the penalty.
Yeah,
she's
you
told
heard that, right? She
to-
told everyone, hey, guys, watch out. Well, quick three-point shot is off the mark, and not a terrible shot. Like we said, you're not going to have a ton of open looks. I don't mind Jakubtsova shooting that shot. Hasn't had a lot of touches or looks tonight.
No.
She only has 5 points.
She got those early, right?
Yeah.
I think, Yep, travel.
So Stankovic there with the travel, and ball will be going back. They just have not. I think Slovakia have had great looks.
Yeah, I agree. They haven't turned the ball over excessively in bad situations.
No.
They've got good looks. They just haven't made enough good looks.
Well, not bad move there by Ortsova. No help side came. She quickly turned, took it up, and a nice little finish. So good job there by Slovakia. They do trail by 22, though. And Jovanovic, just a nice read. They're just so...
Yep.
They have a high basketball IQ. And now Ortsova, she made that last basket for them. This time, I think it's going to be a kick ball and ball back to Serbia, though. Well, 2.5 minutes left here in the third quarter, and a big third quarter for Serbia. Defensively and offensively. Defensively, they've been great all game.
Yeah.
Offensively, maybe finding a little bit more of their rhythm here. And as that pass, though, is picked off, so good defense, help side defense by Slovakia. And, ooh, nice no-look pass. I think Jakubsova was just not expecting it, though, and another turnover. I think we're almost at 20 turnovers for Slovakia, which is common. Serbia typically force teams into 20-plus turnovers.
And half of those turnovers are bad ones. They're turnovers that lead to opportunities, scoring opportunities out of those turnovers. They get rewarded for their defense. You know, they have 21 points from turnovers, from 16. They've turned them over 16 times, have 21 points from it. You know, they really do get a return on their defensive effort.
Well, substitution. As Sedlikova is checking in for Slovakia. Played a few minutes the other night for them, not big minutes. And again, trapping aggressive defense. I'm telling you, this Serbian team, they do not care what score it is.
Absolutely.
They are going to play the way that they play. Ratza, her shot is good. And Coach Malkovich has calmly been sitting down on the bench now for most of this quarter, as I think that's a sign of her being happy. We won't see a smile.
No.
But that's her. And another turnover. How about that? Oh, no. I think Stankovic just stepped on the line. So, again, difficult defense.
See, it's not just the trap, is it? Because there are plenty of teams that trap. It's like the rotation behind it is, it's just great execution. It's not just them working hard. It's just the execution is just incredibly good.
Well, strong take. And sometimes you just got to go into them and hope that they call it.
Yep. I mean, looking forward, though, into because Serbia are obviously going to progress into at least the playoff stages.
Yeah, we know for sure now that they are moving out of group phase, possibly finishing first in group.
But the one thing they haven't done very well, and they haven't done it well today either, they're not shooting the three ball very well. They're down at 21% today. And there's ways you can line up a way to play against them. If you can deal with their defense so they don't score off of their defense.
Yeah, quick baskets out of transition,
You know, like a France, or as we've seen, a Belgium won't turn the ball over against them. And it'll be much more of a you've got to make some big plays offensively. You've got to make some jump shots, and they're just not shooting the jump shot particularly well at the moment. I'm just clutching at straws for other teams now.
Well, 15 seconds left in the quarter, and I imagine Slovakia, they're not going to want to rush it. They're going to want to get the last shot, and the last shot is up. And not what you need, though, a rebounding foul going against Slovakia. I think it's, who did it go against? Was it Sedlikova? Okay, 34, yeah. So, you know, I get offensive rebounding, and I'm a fan of it, but you can't foul and then put Serbia on the free throw line with 3 seconds left.
Yeah. We'll push that button where they had to be perfect, and that's not the way to get yourself into a game.
Well, 3.2 seconds left in the third. They get it in. They're going to have to throw it up. And they are not able to get a shot off. So after 30 minutes here, Serbia with a comfortable lead, 65 over Slovakia, 35. So, Mark, you mentioned it, Serbia not really shooting the three well, and maybe if you can take care of the ball, not give them any easy looks off of turnovers and their points off of turnovers, which they're very good at, and you can not turn the ball over, get back, and force them into maybe contested threes, that could be the way that you beat Serbia or you come back against Serbia.
Well, you only have to think, even though Turkey made some mistakes, especially as the game progressed, they didn't turn the ball over as often. And when they did turn it over, Serbia didn't score as many points out of those turnovers. So they were defensive stop type turnovers, not necessarily from when they pressed. And Turkey didn't play well. Turkey played so much better today. And that's Hungary were in control, and they found a way to come back and win. So the great thing for Serbia is they live by that identity that you talk about, in that's the way they play. No one's going to have an easy game against them. Are they going to score enough out of their defense? And you go back to the World Cup where they beat a French team that struggled to score against their pressure. That's their identity and the way to win.
Yeah.
The trouble is, I think this year, compared to the quality they had in the previous tournament where they won,
the scoring quality that they have.
Yeah, they're missing 2 or 3 superstars of the game. You know,
big superstars.
Yeah.
Let's not downplay it. I mean, they had, Dabovic, Brooks, Basic.
It's just they're a contender,
always,
without a shadow of a doubt. And if they win, their defense would just be out the top drawer. Anderson gives them an option that's going to score. Ratzer can score. If Chado gets going, they've got people who can score. But then there's their balance about how does that work with everything else they do. And on the inside, they're a little lightweight compared to where they've been in the past and compared to some of the other teams here.
Well, they're up 30. We have 10 minutes left as fourth quarter is underway. I don't think we're going to see them let up at all in this game as we see switching here. Oh, nice pass. And good job. Nice little action out of the break there by Morochikova, number 16. She's had a nice little game for them. I think she's kind of flown under the radar a little bit. I know she only has 6 points, but a couple offensive rebounds, just hustling, doing what she can do to try and help her team crawl back in this game. So that turnover by Stankovic is going to lead to a 3-on-1. Paliankova has had some good shots tonight, has not really seen them go in. And there, you have to go to the ball. You have to know that Serbia is going to reach over your back every single time the ball comes to you.
And the same issue for Slovakia again is that 2 guys are playing with the ball, the other 3 are standing still. There was no chance to change the passing angle, and Jovanovic just strokes the 3 after I've said they're not shooting the 3 well. So, but she actually has proved over the years, her and Chado are quality 3-point shooters. I love that reaction. It's like she made a front cut on me. I don't think I fouled her. Nogic is looking at it. So why have you called that? You haven't called anything else.
Yeah. A couple substitutions here. And not surprised. I mean, Malkovich able to go with her bench, maybe rest some of her players who do play a few more minutes than the others in Anderson, Chajo, Krajicnik. And three-point shot off the mark. Offensive rebound, though. Good job. Another three-point shot opportunity. And it's good by Razinski, the captain for Slovakia.
I like Shazinski. I think she's a good like point guard. She just happened to handle being guarded by 2 or 3 people at a time, at various points, and being trapped. And whoever comes off the bench just goes after her.
Yeah. And Djordjevic loses the ball, so it's going to go back to Slovakia. And Peryankova just goes all the way at Nogic as Jovanovic loses her footing, but they have it. Stankovic is going to get called. I saw that. You saw that from a mile away before it was even set, right?
Peryankova did a really nice job making sure that the referee couldn't ignore it as well, the way she bounced off it. I'm a big, I think Stankovic does a great job for this team. She's one, when she comes off the bench, she's struggled a little bit. She's been a half a step off both offense and defense at the moment, which is unusual.
And another three-point shot missed as Stankovic looks to go all the way. Little pass fake, finds Djordjevic. And they're just going to take their time. And Ratza, middle penetration, nice movement. Stankovic not able to convert. So another opportunity. Misjanova pushing the tempo a little bit. And now they're calling little horn set. And that three-point shot is off the mark, but I think she got fouled.
As she landed, I assume, because the whistle was a little later than you'd normally get.
So Misjanova, number 38, let's see this. Yeah, it looked like, we're following the ball, but the continuation, right?
Yeah.
Gotta let a shooter land.
That's what it looked like, yeah.
It's dangerous, it's scary, especially as a shooter. It's not something you want to think about. You're supposed to have eyes on the back of the rim, right?
Oh, you can't be taking off worrying about where you're going to land. No, absolutely. It's one of my real big pet hates.
Yeah. Well, she has one more free throw because it was a three-point shot attempt. As it looks like Serbia are going to make a couple substitutions here. As Anderson and Chacho are coming back into the game. And this is where some coaches might say, you know what, we're up. I'm going to rest my starters and my stars, but not Coach Malkovich.
I don't know if Coach Malkovich sees that star type, concept as such. You're on the group.
Everyone is.
Yeah. You might play more minutes than someone else, but.
Yeah, you're right.
And the other side of that is that players want to play. It's one of those, and players always want to play.
Very true as well.
All this, we'll manage your loading. Not interested in it at all.
Chajo, three-point shot. Well, nice little substitution, I guess. And now it is up to 71-43.
Maybe I should talk about the inability of Serbia to make threes more often for them, because...
Do they need any more help? I think this is a team that we could see on the podium, even though a lot of people went into this tournament saying they're not as strong, they can't score as well as they have in the past. But you know what? Their defense is still one of the best in this tournament by far. I know this is only game day 2, but I really believe that they'll be in any game because of how they play defense.
Oh, yeah. They're going to get runs, aren't they? They're always going to get runs.
No good shot fake penetration, finds Stankovic, and a nice little finish. That was a great little penetration. What I love is that they're so unselfish as well.
Well, when you don't worry about the score, and your coach, obviously people worry about the score. When your coach doesn't worry about the score, You do the wrong thing, you're doing the wrong thing at any time. You know, if you force shots, if you don't share, you don't do your role, you're going to get the same response, I think, from Coach Malkovic.
Yep.
A my vyskakujeme na closeouty. Jedna, druhá.
Timeout here
na closeouty.
by Coach Yuri Suja from Slovakia.
Preruš, faul, lopta z boku. A my skáčeme a lopta je dovnútra stále. Tak vás prosím, keď idete z helpu, ostať na zemi a keď si porážaná faul, jak urobila Sabi, vybavená vec. Dobre? Áno. V tej zóne. Prečísli stranu piku. Hej, kebyže, poď vodu. Ale okej, teraz, zahraj normálny dobrý útok, jedna dole, nech trošku sa pohybeme, uvidíme, jak to vyzerá. Poď. Raz, dva, tri.
Well, let's see what Slovakia can do out of that timeout. There's still 6 minutes left. Realistically, do I think that they can come back? No, but do I think that they can have at least a positive feeling at the end of this game? Absolutely.
And I know we are continually saying this, and then some people might think, well, what chance have they got against Turkey? They have every chance against Turkey. In Serbia, you know what he's going to get day in, day out. With the injury issues that Turkey may have in 2 days' time, who knows? And if you're Slovakia, they're not going to write themselves off, and that positive end to the game is important.
And last touch by Serbia.
Yeah. It's only 4.4 on the possession, though, so.
And three-point shot off the mark. Stankovic with the rebound. And look, they're not slowing down at all. I mean, Anderson knows one speed, and that speed is fast.
Yeah. And she was fast. She still had 3 people ahead of her. That's the great thing. It's the only person not ahead of her was the rebounder. And it's just, this isn't something that just happens either. And it's not, and it's with national teams, it's in some ways more difficult because you have very little time to get a culture. But I know this program's been run by Coach Malkovic for a while, but when you walk through the door for national team practice, you better bring that, you better buy into that culture, otherwise you're going to be on the exit door pretty quick.
Well, Anderson, little floater, and the key is good. You said it, I mean, you and I have had opportunities to watch practices before tournaments have started at these events, and we've seen every team practice. The intensity that Serbia practices with is unmatched, in my opinion.
Well, you know, it's when people talk about, oh, before the tournament, we're just going to go light. They don't know what that means.
Big three-point shot there by Meritiskova, who is checking into the game, getting some minutes here in a Slovakian jersey.
And they're staying with this Slovakia now. They're not, you know, they're not just going to go through the motions. They are going to try and do what you've said and get something positive out these last 3-4 minutes.
Yeah, and that's giving players a chance to play, like we saw number 88 knock down that three. But
no, they can't. They're not shooting the 3-ball well. I don't think they've missed a 3 in this quarter yet.
And again, look at this. Look how aggressive every single possession they play.
Anderson just wouldn't give up that cut. Wouldn't give up the passing lane at all. Just kept stepping into the lane.
And same thing. I mean, she's playing at a high intensity. You are up big. But every possession matters. They only know how to play one way.
Yep.
Well, a little bit of smile out of Anderson and some of the players there on the bench for Serbia. We have just over 4 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Serbia up big, 78-46, as Nogic now using a screen by Stankovic. Little step back, three-point shot. She's a good three-point shooter too, especially when her feet are set. And yeah, it was a step back, tough shot, but her feet were set facing the basket. It's an easy shot for her.
Yeah. I think they may have someone listening to the commentary.
Ah,
They said, well, they said we can't shoot the three. We're going to do that in the third. In the fourth.
Shona and Mark said you guys can't shoot. Oh, what a block by Stankovic. And now Nogic leading the break. And that's going to be a foul. Djordjevic.
No, I think he'll go
Drew
the other
the
way.
foul, right?
That's Matsikova with a hold, if you can believe that.
Martsikova with a hold.
Matsikova with a hold at 170.
I think she just kind of got run over.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, I'll say at 170 she gets called for the hold and gets run over by Djordjevic just trying to barrel her way to the basket.
Well, Topuzovic checking in, number 20 for Serbia. So I said, you know, a lot of coaches would maybe not play their starters, but you said every single person on this team is important.
Absolutely.
And corner shot off the mark. Nice rebound by Pelienkova. And now Martsikova goes inside. And again, almost a double team every time. They do a good job coming back and finding their man. And wow, that was a tough basket by Pelienkova.
See, I really don't understand the difference between that contact and the contacts on the last drive at all. Because like Pelienkova did an amazing job to take that contact and get the shot away.
This is also a lot of times how, I think it's because she fell, and I don't think that was by any means Dashova's fault.
And we do need to have the conversation, I think, because otherwise we may be reading this completely wrong. And I'm sure the referees will help us understand that.
Nogic. She was open, but maybe a little bit too early in the shot clock. And Djordjevic is fouled, but it's going to be on the ground, and that's going to be the 4th team foul for Slovakia in this quarter. And strong, aggressive drive, and no one comes over to help is Katanic. Well, 4th team foul for Serbia as well right now. Ball is going to be on the out of bounds. And Nogic is like, wait, that was on me? I think maybe it was a little bit more on Stankovic, but foul either way. That was called. And nice cut. And extra pass to a wide open Morachkova. So she's had an, you know, I said it earlier, but I like the way that she's played and fought, maybe I would say, all game long.
Yeah, I think there's a challenge to how you can play against the best teams, and she's actually showed that she can offer something.
Yep. Djordjevic kicks it back out to Topuzovic, and they go back inside, and that's an easy over-the-back call.
And I'd say, again, the difference between when Serbia guard that is they with their feet, they try and get around and come over the top at the same time, whereas Pelienkova just reached over the top. Yeah.
Well, she is going to go out with her 3rd foul as number 7. Tarkovikova is checking into the game. So, again, another player, so number 88 and number 7 for Slovakia. Didn't see any action yesterday, but they're both getting an opportunity to play here tonight. As that lead is now up to 35 with just under 2 minutes to play. And how about this? Full court press. But you know what? They full court press
all the time
after free throws, so why would they stop doing it now?
Exactly right. And the inbound pass just really killed Slovakia's chance. They just threw it to the corner and trap's already set.
And nice take there. Stankovic. Orchikova, no one to pass to, almost another steal, and just don't come up with it, and they just throw it up in the air, and yeah, that's definitely a foul by Djordjevic. The funny thing is they don't actually think they foul often either, and I mean, I think we might have an opportunity. Look at this.
And they don't actually get in the face of the official and make it a challenge, but they
no, not at all. Yeah.
But they ask the question as though the referee's going to think, what was it? You know,
yeah.
It's one of those.
But I think that's the way that they practice as well, and I'm sure not a lot is called in practice.
No. Yeah, someone refereeing practice may be a redundant role, I think. And why would you change it? Because it's obviously working the way they practice.
Yeah.
They're just doing a super job. Nice pass again.
Stankovic is blocked from behind. Just not able to hold on to it. So ball will go back to Slovakia. Well, again, tough shooting night for Slovakia from three-point range. And maybe if just, in the second or third quarter, some of those wide open threes, which were good looks by shooters, went in, we've been in a little bit different situation. And as I say that, again, front rim, not a bad shot. I don't think they're going to get a better shot.
Exactly. And what we talked about at the beginning of the game, they just haven't made enough of open looks, be they threes or wherever.
And Djordjevic shots off Stankovic, lots of time, but no good. Topuzovic not ever giving up on the play. And they're going to say that she was out of bounds, I believe, when she caught the rebound. Yeah, I think her foot was out of bounds or went off her. Well, ball back to Slovakia. 36.8 seconds here to play, but no, they never give up as Stankovic coming out of nowhere almost comes up with the steal, sorry. And this is what I mean. Every single possession, every single moment, it doesn't matter. And this is how they play.
And other teams, when they're winning by a lot, will come up and press cheaply. This isn't like that. This is what we do. This is the way they have to play, because this is the way everyone coming off the bench has to play. So this isn't like doing anything else about than this is what we do.
I think it's their identity.
Yeah.
And they all have. They understand the role, they understand what it means and what you need to do to play for Serbia. And a steal, Nogic now. And there's 19 seconds.
And they're still going after it.
Topuzovic kicks it out. Nogic, I think they're gonna go and see if they can get a shot. 5 seconds left. And Topuzovic. Shot is actually going to be good at the buzzer. And every possession counts. And I really think this game was a statement game because they came out aggressive from the tip. As Serbia with a big, big win here tonight over Slovakia, 90-52. And Mark, I mean, we saw them play a good game yesterday, and I guess you could say that maybe Turkey was a stronger opponent, but for me, this was a statement game for them.
100%. Two things. One, statement. Two, they didn't want to get into a soft game where Slovakia hung around and had a shooter's chance. They just said, this is us. We better remind the rest of the tournament this is who we are. And the unfortunate thing here, as we look at the numbers, I mean, they ended up they didn't miss a three in the fourth quarter, and they ended up around 40% from the three-point line. So I was trying to give every other team some hope. And they shared their points, again, people in double digits, everyone really contributing.
Well,
Serbia are Serbia. Let's just put it that way.
Serbia are Serbia, and maybe people doubted them a little bit coming into this tournament. Not sure they're going to doubt them after these 2 games. There's still one more game left in group play. We do know now that Serbia are moving on, most likely going to finish first, especially with this point differential, I would imagine. Bratza, 16 points. She had a nice little game. How about that, though? Everyone minus Crvendakic scored for them, and she's not here.
Yeah.
So no wonder.
That would be impressive if she did. I mean, the other thing it's going to prove, or we can now look at, I mean, they play Hungary. You know, we were very positive about Hungary. They blew a game they should have won today. You know, how good are Hungary? We're going to find out. How good is their backcourt? We're going to find out, because they've got players who can play. And you know what? That's another opportunity for Serbia to say, this is who we are. So that'll be an interesting one after the day's break. Everyone has a day to prepare for the game. And it'll be, as I say, very interesting to see how they do. Slovakia still have that shot at beating Turkey to give themselves a chance to qualify. You know, if Hungary win, they can just win that game and qualify. If they get in a 3-way tie,
could become interesting, right? You and I are going to be having to do math, which we do not want to do.
But Slovakia's loss to Hungary is probably going to kill them when it comes to that. Doesn't hurt Hungary, they only lost by 1. So you know, they'll end up being second in the group probably. But that's for the day after tomorrow, not for today.
It's a rest day for all of us tomorrow, and we have had some exciting games. We've had some intense games. We've had some blowouts like we just experienced tonight. But it'll be a good rest day for everyone. They'll all come back refreshed on Sunday. And right now we get to enjoy some of the highlights. Probably a lot more highlights for Serbia as they blew out Slovakia 90-52. You know, I do want to mention it was a Pelyankova, number 9 for Slovakia. She had a quiet 10 points, but it was still 10 points. You know, she had great looks. She missed good shots, and I thought at least 3 or 4 of her 3-point shots were going in.
Oh, I think they have a way of playing that one, if they make shots, it's actually fun to watch, but not today. Didn't make enough.
Well, there are the standings after 2 games. Serbia in first, followed by Hungary and Turkey, and Slovakia still looking for their win. You talked about it. Big win for Turkey today, 68-69 over Hungary, and Serbia beating Slovakia 90-52 in this group. Well, that's day 2 finished here in Ljubljana, Slovenia at the FIBA Women's EuroBasket. Thanks for following us. It's a day off tomorrow for all of us, but we will be back Sunday from Mark and Shona. Good night.